This is it. After weeks of intense challenges and being pushed to their absolute limits, 3 teams have made it here to the final of the Photonis Ultimate Forces Challenge.
Come on, guys! Come on! Hold it, hold it, hold it!
The Photonis Ultimate Forces Challenge, an annual extreme endurance competition for athletes from across the globe. On the Indonesian island of Bali, 30 elite athletes push the limits of teamwork, tactics, and pure physical strength to prove who's the fittest of them all.
Judgment Day is here. After weeks of fierce battle and a variety of intense challenges, it's finals time. Our 3 strongest teams will fight it out once more on the battleground to decide who will be this season's Photonis Ultimate Forces Challenge champions.
Over the course of several weeks, we saw the teams give everything they had to secure a place in the finals. We witnessed highs.
44!
And the lows. But only 3 elite teams made it to the end. Belgium, South Africa and Australia proved they have the fittest athletes of them all, both mentally and physically. It's up to these 3 teams to decide who will be the new UFC champion.
We are more than ready to kick some ass over here.
3 great teams, great people. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better final.
Today's challenge consists of a semi-final with 2 separate legs. The 2 teams with the highest combined scores from both legs will compete in a grand finale. This grand finale, the slate will be wiped completely clean, creating an all-or-nothing race to the finish line.
We're representing our country. We just got to put everything out on the line and we just got to go for gold.
Throughout the competition, South Africa have been the team to beat. Their lead is so great that they're already assured a spot in the grand finale. They will, however, compete in the semi-final, and their presence can prove decisive for both Belgium and Australia as they fight for that second spot. Let's get ready to rumble and start with the first leg.
This challenge will prove who is worthy of going through to the final.
The challenge involves pulling a 220-kilogram tractor tyre over a 200-metre pier, followed by a short sprint.
Our task today is to pull along a tyre from A to B.
On the distance, we're talking about 200-odd meters. Come on!
In order to make the task easier, a rope has been tied to the tyre.
The rope is tied to the top of the tyre, not to the bottom, so we don't have that leverage between the tyre and the ground.
And then run across the bridge to the finish line.
First up, Team Belgium, which have relished the role of underdog from day one.
It will be going between 2 teams, between Australia and Belgium. Australia, big country, Belgium, small country. Maybe they are stronger than us, or we are stronger. We will see who is competing in the finals against South Africa.
The Belgians see this as their moment to shine, not only for themselves, but for all small countries. Playing up their role as David and Goliath gives them the motivation they need to compete. And off they go.
It was really heavy. I had to go like the whole pier.
Keep on running. I think it's very tough. It looks big. It's very heavy. But it's the same for everybody, so I think we can make it.
The first 50 metres go really well, but from that point on, their pace clearly slows down. After weeks of fierce competition, the Belgians appear to be fatigued.
It was heavy. You feel your legs.
It's one thing to be worn out, but it's another to be worn out with a long way still to go.
Okay, we've got Team Belgium here. This is the first part of the semi-final. This is the tyre drag. As you can hear, this is a big, heavy tyre. It is the semi-final, so they need to win this to progress to face South Africa in the final.
Once they reach the end of the pier, they have to sprint to the finish line. Sprint, that is, without falling.
The first couple of steps, it was like, oh yeah, I feel my legs. And then, okay, go, go, go.
One more corner, and then it's a straight shot to the finish line. As always, the clock stops when the last member crosses the line.
Come on, Belgium!
As the first team to go, their time doesn't mean much. The Belgians have to be patient and see how the Australians do, but they won't have to wait long. Team Australia are up next. However, their usual Aussie enthusiasm has taken a back seat to strongman Wayne's leg injury, which has yet to fully recover.
My leg's a bit damaged and it's not broken, but the muscle might be damaged. So we'll have a bit more of a look later on today when we're booked in for an MRI and see what happens.
So Wayne won't be able to compete in the tyre pull. But losing Wayne doesn't mean the team aren't ready to compete.
We had lost our tall man, our big legs, our big strength. So the 5 of us talked about how we were going to pull the tyre. We discussed as a team where the biggest muscles are in our bodies and what was going to be the best muscles to use and where we should try and position ourselves on that tyre to even out the pull.
50 metres into the race, and Team Australia seem to be moving along quicker than the Belgians, and this with just 5 members.
We thought that we gave that a really good go, given there were only 5 of us in the team.
We just gave it our best towards the end. Then we knew our time wasn't going to be great, but we did our best. We went and did the job and hoped for the best.
Robin Ann crosses the finish line first, followed by the other Aussies. Adam is there too, and despite his hamstring injury, he's proved once again to be a huge asset to the team in the tyre pull. The question is, with 1 man down, are they fast enough to beat the Belgians?
Couldn't have done any better, 5 of us. A few lightweights, so yeah, really excellent job.
Next up, we have Team South Africa. When it comes to power and strength, the South Africans are head and shoulders above the other teams. This challenge definitely plays into their strengths. However, having already secured a spot in our grand finale, they don't necessarily need to win this leg. Finishing will be good enough.
We decided to make loopholes and jump into these loopholes.
It's a smart tactic on paper for sure, but will it actually work in practice?
If I'm a size 32 belt, I climbed into like a 28. I could barely feel my legs and toes by the end of it, but you know, you put your head down and you fight for it and you go.
Their strategy works brilliantly. Dwayne and his team progress steadily down the pier.
As you can see, South Africa are just now finishing the tyre pull and making their way across the bridge. There's a short sprint here to the finish line. The time to beat is 3 minutes and 8 seconds. That's what these guys have to beat.
And that's exactly what the South Africans do.
You just got to put everything out on the line and you just got to go for gold.
They won up the Australians by a comfortable margin.
2 minutes, 45 seconds. Congratulations.
South Africa win the challenge, but all eyes are on Australia's victory over Team Belgium. In the overall standings, the Aussies are now just 1 point behind Belgium.
I think we did very well. It's tactical things. Maybe we did it also like that. I don't know, but they earned it.
Well, it was timing, and so the next part of the semi-final, I think we rocked with the rock basket, yeah.
Let's get started.
This challenge will prove who is worthy of being in the grand final.
The rules again are simple. Each athlete from every team will have to hold up everyone's favourite object, the 15-kilogram handbag, with outstretched arms for as long as possible.
That's just a pure strength and determination challenge.
It's a very tough one if you get just pulling the tire and then to go to do this.
It's going to show who can actually go through that barrier and hold it the longest.
Australia must come in first and Belgium in third for Australia to reach the grand finale. The loser of the first leg goes first, which is Team Belgium.
Okay, as you can see, Belgium behind me have started the phase 2 of the semi-final. This one is all about upper body strength. The focus is there, the strength, complete composure, there's concentration, set.
You are the best! Come on!
This challenge is all about power and strength. With a spot in the grand finale on the line, there is no more space to hold back. Even when every fibre in your body is screaming, the athletes need to find the mental strength to keep going.
The concentration then is finally broken. Unbelievable sport.
And with the other teams watching and learning, Papa Bart steps onto the stage.
That was very hard.
And losing the tyre challenge introduced another problem.
So we had to do it first, so we didn't have the time to make. So we made the first time.
Just like in the first leg, the Belgians won't be able to gauge their performance until the next team competes. All they can do is hold that handbag for as long as possible and hope that it's long enough. So far, so good. But then Eva steps up to the rope.
Come on, Alice! Come on,
Bianca makes a better fist of it. Anka also turns in an unexpected, impressive performance. It looked like it hurt a lot.
I'm not so very strong in my shoulders. It was quite heavy.
Last up is Sander. And once finished, the judges will be able to add up Belgium's overall time. Then they'll have to wait and see how Team Australia perform.
After this, I have a good hope to do the next challenge. We are on top 3, so give strength to the group.
First up for the Australians is Wayne.
Wayne is the guy that had the accident. He's checked himself back out of hospital. He said, no, I want to be here for my team. If I can, I can do it. And look at him. His leg's heavily strapped up, but he doesn't want to let his team down. He doesn't want to let Australia down. And here he is, undergoing it anyway. True sportsmanship, true warrior.
As Wayne contributes to the greater good of Australia, the Belgians can only watch and pray for the best.
Come on, Wayne. We need 20 seconds.
But unlike Team Belgium, the Australians do have a point of reference.
We timed it within our own accuracy, and we could estimate as to how long each person had to hold something. So it worked in our advantage, 100%.
Using this knowledge, each Australian team member is instructed to beat a specific Belgian opponent. It's a great strategy that seems to motivate everyone and push way beyond their limits.
They clocked also, they were like almost dying to make it to the finals.
Come on.
We knew that your core and your back muscles are really important in that exercise, and so we talked about it as a team, how we were going to hold it, how to engage our core and our back.
Up.
Also a bit of mind power and a bit of muscle power.
This is Team Australia. This is their final man to go. This is their last chance. Belgium have already been. Australia do look strong through the guys and the girls. They've been great. Wayne came back to help out. Can they do enough? Can this be everything they need to show in order to become a finalist?
For Australia, winning's just not enough. They also need South Africa to come in second, pushing the Belgians down to third place. Every second counts.
Up. Sit.
Up. Get it up.
Using every bit of strength left in his body, Adam wills himself to hold on for just a few more seconds. Team Australia did precisely what they needed to do. Beat Team Belgium.
Stunning. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better finish, really.
Last up, South Africa. They can keep Australia out of the final either by beating them or finishing behind Belgium. But considering their overall strength, this is not a likely scenario. South Africa also have a plan, leaving nothing to chance. They have also been timing their opponents as well, and now they're timing themselves. They know precisely who they want to face in the final.
There was strategy behind this, and there was tactic. If we won this competition, we would be up against Belgium.
Belgium's stronger than Australia.
And so South Africa manages its time in order to finish second. Knowing the precise time set by Belgium and Australia, South Africa are tossing all honest sportsman pretensions aside to increase their chances of winning the overall competition. To get their wish, they have to lose to the Aussies and beat Belgium in this round.
If we had to go up against the likes of Australia, we knew that we had the upper hand.
At this point, the Belgians fully understand the South African strategy.
Hopefully after this we can still all be friends.
Yeah, you got 10 more seconds.
If not, doesn't matter, we won.
And just like that, the Belgians are eliminated from the UFC.
It was hard. I didn't expect it was so hard as this.
Excellent athlete.
So close here, and we did so well. Our team, we were like fighting against whole nations, and we did it, I think, with 200 to 500%. And it's the best. We gave the best of ourselves. I think South Africa was very afraid of us. That's why they played it so tactical. I think if in the final we could beat them, maybe, so they were very afraid of small Belgium.
The Belgians' unexpected departure could mean only one thing.
So Australia it is. They will take on South Africa in a one-on-one, winner-takes-all grand final.
What a cracker.
But don't laugh too soon. The grand finale is an excruciating display of strength, agility and perseverance. This 5-kilometre beach run includes climbing, tyre flipping, carrying an array of interesting objects along the way. The teams will also have to carry weighted down jerry cans for 4 of the 5 kilometres.
Looks like the toughest challenge to date. Up and over obstacles, you're flipping a big tyre on the beach. You're running along the beach, you're carrying jerry cans, which I think each weigh 20 kilograms. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's going to be very, very, very challenging.
At long last, the grand finale.
When we all met, the Aussie team, we're going to be good if it was a Southern Hemisphere final, wouldn't it? In my heart, I didn't believe we'd be in the final. We cannot, but I'd always work towards it.
The scoreboard from the last few weeks has been wiped clean, turning this final challenge into a winner-takes-all battle. Whoever crosses that finish line first wins the Photonis Ultimate Forces Challenge.
We came here to win. We had the intent to win. We came with South Africa's strongest. We knew we had an opportunity. We were hungry and we're determined for this.
This is the final. May the best team win. You will start in 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off for the final face-off in this year's Ultimate Forces Challenge.
The South Africans are brilliant on those structures, but the Aussies, we've worked out how to get in there as a team and climb all over each other and get over it. So we sort of kept together.
Since Wayne's injured leg keeps him from competing, the officials have decided that South Africa should also only compete with 5 athletes.
Because there were only 5 people in the final, one of us had to sit out Celeste, but she was on the outside and just, motivating us, telling us what to do, helping us in terms of strategy.
Let's go.
Both South Africa and Australia send ahead teams to tackle the 25-metre tyre flip. One of their athletes struggle over the rope, while both teams make up strategies on the fly.
We knew that it wasn't going to be a sprint, it was going to be a marathon. It was surprisingly tough.
While certain members struggle over the first obstacle, somewhat surprisingly, the Aussies make it a neck-and-neck race. And even though they were as surprised as anyone that they made it to the grand finale, Australia showed no signs of lying down for the South Africans.
If you're going to ask me, did I expect Australia to be in the final with us? If you asked me day one, I would have definitely said no. If you asked me yesterday, I would have definitely said no. So today, I think there was a big twist in the storyline, and surprisingly, they came out on top and got to stand up next to us.
The South Africans finished the second rope climb first and are able to go to the next part, while the Australians get their last members over the obstacle.
We thought it best that we make that big gap early on so that we can just maintain the pace, keep ahead of them.
Celeste and Wayne can see from afar the gap between the South Africans and the Australians is widening. Adam's hamstring injury, which has plagued him throughout the whole competition, hampers the Australians again.
Well, certainly Adam's hamstring held us up a little bit, but we gelled together as a team. It was just a matter of keeping everyone moving forward.
Back at the start, the teams have to go over the ropes again before they're allowed to head to the jerry cans.
The more the endurance or the longer the challenge, the better we are. We're built to go for long.
It was a very good final. It's something I enjoy doing, long workouts and so on, so definitely enjoyed it a lot. It was good.
Having gone over the ropes 5 times now, the South Africans are the first to race towards the jerry cans. The gap between them and the Australians is now a full 1 rope obstacle.
South Africa were monsters, they were just amazing.
Everything went according to plan. We operated as a team, we stuck to our strategy, we did what we needed to do.
Having fatigued practically every muscle in their body during the previous parts, carrying those jerry cans takes a lot of willpower.
15 kgs on each side, boys.
I think the big trick with us was our ladies. They really pulled it through for us. They're very, very strong.
Still, the race is not over. But by now, the gap between the two teams is just too large.
We knew we were up against it because the South Africans are a very strong team and we were a bit hampered by injuries, but taking nothing away from the efforts of our team. Fantastic team effort. We all got in there and helped each other. The girls didn't give up. Adam kept plugging away with his leg. It was brilliant. We couldn't have done better than what we did.
With the end in sight, South Africa used their last bit of reserve energy to finish this gruelling challenge. Dwayne and Dina are the first to cross the finish line, and the time will stop, as always, when the last athlete crosses that line. Diana crosses the line, followed by Victor, and then they're officially recognised as the winners of this edition of the Ultimate Forces Challenge.
It says number 1, baby. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sorry, Australia. Number 1.
Not too far behind, Team Australia is still struggling with the jerry cans. The South Africans show true team spirit by running back on the track for some genuine moral support.
I was concentrating when they passed the finish, but I didn't even have to put my head up. I could hear them cheering us on.
Come on, pick up the pace. Come on, you can do it. You got it, brother, you got it. Okay.
Didn't cry, but it was really gorgeous, that they would come back.
Come on, Robin, 6.
Even if it's your direct opponent, true sportsmanship.
You believe and you're not done until the last person is over the finish line.
Come, Robin. Come on.
Come on, how bad do you want it? There we go.
Going back and helping Australia over the finish line was something that we enjoy doing, and once everyone is over, we can all celebrate.
Well done. Well done.
And with both South Africa and Australia over the finish line as brothers in arms, their mission has finally been completed.
There's been great sportsmanship all along throughout this whole competition. Different countries, friendly rivalry and banter, but when it comes down to it, we all huge respect for each other, both as people, both as athletes. Fantastic.
Belgium, 3rd place. You've been passionate beyond belief right the way to the very end. How did that feel?
It was a great feeling. In the end, it hurts to get out, but that's the game, so.
Yeah, I'm proud of the team and what we have achieved. We beat really big countries, so can be proud of Belgium.
Amazing efforts. Thank you very much for your participation.
Thank you. In the end, we made it till the finals. So this is everything we did now today. It was surplus. So we are very happy with the 3rd place. Small Belgium.
Australia, 2nd place. You left nothing behind. That was there from day one. Your ability just amplified massively.
Incredible, just an amazing experience for everybody involved.
Very, very happy to be finished 2nd. You ask anyone in our team and we would have probably been happy with a top 4 effort.
You had your ups and downs, you lost a man in the final, but you gave it your absolute all. How does it feel?
Great.
Fantastic. You just kept plugging away. I've said it all along. We just get in there, give our best, work as a team, and everybody's got a huge heart.
From the moment you got here, you said, how are we going to be? Strong. What are we going to do? We're going to win it. We don't turn up to finish 2nd, and you haven't.
Amen.
Congratulations. There you go.
It's met our expectations and exceeded them.
We all formed these incredible bonds and these incredible friendships. We were family to a degree in that short period of time that we were overseas. So, it was a very special moment for everybody.
I would give you this, but I'm not quite sure.
After weeks of grueling competition, our athletes gave it their all. The champion South Africa decimated their challengers. They put in the effort, went through the pain, and well deserved their victory.
You can't really explain. You were just there, and that's this ultimate challenge worldwide that, a handful of people got to experience. So I'm truly grateful for this experience.
I think the Ultimate Forces Challenge has been awesome. It's been a fantastic experience.
It's so tough, but it's a great game. You have to do it. It's really, it's life-changing.
So as this epic season of Photonics Ultimate Forces Challenge draws to an end, Team South Africa are taking home the trophy.